Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. Back with another review. So, I finally watched 13 Lives on Prime Video. I've been hearing a lot of really, really good things about it, and I figured I had to watch it just see if it was good, and also because this is based on a fairly recent true story that was all over the news a few years ago. So, seeing it dramatised on the screen, was really interesting. So, 13 Lives sees the true story of a football team in Thailand of young boys and their coach who go down to explore a cave when all of a sudden it becomes flooded. And we follow the response by Thailand government officials and an effort led by the local Navy SEALs, as well as volunteers from around the world, including British cave divers Rick Stanton and John Mortensen, who lead the effort to get the boys out of the cave. However, there's mounting pressure coming from the fact that a monsoon is due in. So, as I said, I've been hearing a lot of really good things about it. I've been hearing it as a very immersive and gripping film, sort of made for the big screen, but it's been dumped onto Prime Video. And I gotta say, I don't think MGM realizes what they have slept on, because wow, that was a flipping brilliant film. It is so gripping and just so immersive, and this is all done incredibly well thanks to brilliant cinematography, which utilizes a lot of POV shots and some snorri cam, to allow us to get into every nook and cranny of the cave. And all of this is delivered through fantastic directing by Ron Howard. There's also wonderful shots, like landscape shots of the Thailand landscape with the rain pouring down. There's even some brilliant close-ups of a stalactite with water dripping down. It's beautifully done. As I say, it's directed extremely well by Ron Howard, and this is all matched up wonderfully with fantastic sound design. It just all it helps you to really immerse you in this story. It helps as well that the true story that's being adapted for the screen is extremely gripping in and of itself. So dramatizing it, just really heightens that. It helps as well. It's a very complex story with a lot of stakes to it. The actual dive into the cave to get the boys is an extremely long one, and over the course of the film we get repeated attempts to get to the boys at the other end of this cave, and throughout the film we're seeing a map of where they are in the cave and the time elapsed, which normally is at the 3 hour mark, and there's repeated dialogue about how it's a 5 hour dive, and it also helps as well. We also get a bit of drama going on from the Thailand government response. There's some political pressure. A governor of the local province is brought on to sort of oversee the rescue effort, and the reason he's done that is to extend his run, because he's due out, and essentially so if the thing fails, at least they have a fall guy. And we even get a bit of drama from within the rescuers themselves. You know, there's constantly moral and ethical implications raised, you know, particularly from Rick and John, debate, the fact that, that they could potentially be bringing out dead bodies. And there's also the mounting drama, from the increasingly desperate push to get these boys out of the cave, resorting to, insane and obviously desperate measures, and and the moral and ethical implications of these desperate measures, and the fact that these measures are extremely untested, makes for really compelling and gripping drama throughout it. And it's all sold by great performances. Our two movie star leads, Viggo Mortensen and Colin Farrell, are really good as Rick and John. They're giving mostly not very showy performances, but they're perfectly selling that these guys are experienced professionals. And it's only really when the desperation and the severity of the situation rears its head that we get more showy, emotive performances from them, and it's great. And there's even like a deadpan joke or two, particularly when they find the boys for the first time, and they come out of the cave and the whole local area is found out, which Colin Farrell delivers a deadpan, oh shit, everyone knows. Brilliant. And we also have Joel Edgerton as Dr. Harry Harris, and he's very good as well, with his own sort of personal drama as well that's sold very well in quiet, tender scenes, and and he's really good at selling the moral implications of his particular role in the push to get these boys out of the cave. It's not perfect, obviously. There are definitely some pacing issues. Act 1 feels particularly slow to get going on. It's really once Viggo Mortensen and Colin Farrell arrive in the picture begins to find its footing, and from there it's extremely gripping. But during this first act, it does do a good job of setting up everything that's to come. There's shots of a sleeping princess statue and a prayer stand. There's obviously, it plays it later on into the plot, and even a scene early on of Colin Farrell and Viggo Mortensen bickering about custard creams plays into the plot as a lesson about trust, which is obviously extremely important for the big rescue at the end. And yeah, and the film just ends on such a lovely note, with the usual biopic dramatisation, true story, text ending thing explaining what happened after, and it, and even seeing the little title card saying that 5,000 people from 17 countries were involved in the rescue effort, it just really made me smile, and just really, made me feel a lot of respect for the effort that went into this dangerous mission. And there's even a lovely tribute to some of the people who lost their lives during the effort. And yeah, all in all, 13 Lives is a brilliant, brilliant film. I'm genuinely gutted that we didn't not get to experience this on the big screen, because this would have been a prime experience for it. But alas, if you've got Prime Video, give it a watch. It's bloody brilliant, and without a doubt, this is in my top 10 films of the year. And I am going to give 13 Lives a 9 out of 10. Just a reminder of what MGM has decided to sleep on. And yeah, those are my thoughts on 13 Lives. Let me know down in the comments. have you seen the film? What do you think of it? Do you remember the real life mission when it was all over the news? And are you disappointed that MGM dumped this onto Prime Video instead of sending it to cinemas? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.